Hey guys, Game Nerd here for the Monday, July 20th video. And today I want to talk about Windows 10 because it's coming out very, very soon. And I want to get in depth because I have watched a lot of reviews on this, and I've read and I've done tons of research. When the new Microsoft operating system was originally announced. There's, like with every system, there are bugs. And let me explain to you because I've watched the alpha build, I've watched I've watched the alpha builds, the Windows 10 Pro, the Windows 10, the you know, and pretty soon, Windows 10 is going to come out of alpha test, and it's going to go into a beta test, which, if you are unfamiliar with the development of computer software, a beta test is, in layman's terms, basically it gets released to the public, but an alpha test means that the developers of the system get to test out the system first, and then after it goes, alpha test is completed, then it will go straight into a beta test, and that's basically when you're able to buy it. That's when it'll go into a beta test, but for a couple more days it will remain in alpha test stage, and it is still in alpha test stage. I don't know how long it's. Well, it's supposed to come out at the end of this month, July 29th. And that I don't think that's enough time, because I think it still needs time to remain in alpha test stage. I don't think it's ready to be. I don't think the beta is ready to be released at all, because, well, first of all, Cortana, who is Microsoft's new digital assistant. So basically, in layman's terms, this is like Siri or Google Now or whatever else. Cortana doesn't respond to a lot of things, and for a digital assistant, she should be able to check your emails. But I watched a review that somebody else had, an alpha build of Windows 10, and during the alpha build, they Cortana did not respond to checking of email, so she can't check email. That's not a very good digital assistant. And if you go to like your computer, all of your files and all of your drivers are visible. Whereas like with Windows 7, you could get rid of that. Windows 10, they're not allowing you to do that. So all your files are visible, and for people that have do very serious government work, politicians, they're not going to want, to see all the information out in the open for everyone to see. And with Windows 10, you can't, there is no WEP PK2 per security. And without WEP PK2, which is what Ubuntu uses, WEP PK2. Android uses WEP PK2. Linux uses WEP PK2. And Windows does not use WEP PK2, which is a problem, because with Windows it's very easy to hack Windows because they don't use a WEP PK2 security, and so they basically just use WEP, not WEP PK2. So that's a problem, because WEP Windows has used WEP security forever, since Windows inception, and it's extremely easy to hack, on especially on a Windows system, because their security is lacking, and now let's get into the second reason, the new Microsoft Edge. Now the new that's basically the new internet browser. So they're basically saying goodbye to Internet Explorer, which was the reason I actually tried to get onto Internet Explorer today on a Windows 7, and it said this web page could not be displayed. It was not because Internet Explorer was down. It's because Internet Explorer is no longer supported by Microsoft. And so now they've got the new Microsoft Edge. And I looked at the new Microsoft Edge. In the in-depth review that I've watched, there was a very in-depth review, and the new Microsoft Edge doesn't behave like other installed applications. Let's say, just for example, webcam software, movie making software, any applications that you install that are not default applications, which the Microsoft Edge is a default application, but you can install Google Chrome, which I extremely recommend. I use Chrome on my Android all the time. Chrome is beautiful. The Microsoft Edge, however, let me explain the difference between Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome. The difference between Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome is that Microsoft Edge doesn't behave like a regular internet browser. You cannot drag it. You cannot. You can't minimize it because the whole window gets taken away to the toolbar, which is an annoying is annoying, and the other thing that is annoying is again, Cortana. If you some things you ask Cortana, like simple things like, wanting to access a browser, let's say Google Chrome, for example. If you ask her for Google Chrome, she won't understand. But if you search for Google Chrome by going into the search bar and typing it, then it understands. It will show up. But for a digital assistant that is so intelligent, it should be able to access simple things like an internet browser. Basic things like Google Chrome, it should be able to access, and it also should be able to access your email, which Cortana cannot, doesn't, that it just doesn't register with Cortana. So that's an issue. It's an issue, and it's a problem, and it's an annoyance. So Cortana needs a lot of work to be a digital assistant. And the fact that they're making this, they're making Windows 10 modular, which means instead of having to create a new operating system and a new Windows 11, basically, they're gonna make Windows 10 modular, which means, in layman's terms, it will be able to be updated. All the CPUs and the GPUs and the video cards will be able to update independently. And this is something that I actually am okay with. Now, here's the problem with that. There is, but then again, there is no problem with making Windows modular, because if all the CPUs, all the GPUs, all the video cards, all the sound cards will be able to update independently, so they won't have to create a whole new Windows 11, a whole new operating system. And here's the final thing that's a problem is I don't like the fact that there's no theming. It's just generic Windows logo, blue Windows logo. I don't like the fact that there's no theming. And you click on something, doesn't matter if it's my computer control panel, the widgets and the window on the top is just this generic white, gray, blase kind of just boring gray, kind of setting. Kind of sad. There's no blue, green, red, just gray and blah, and just generic. But I'm not saying that, aside from all of Windows bugs and issues, I think that it is worth upgrading to for just the average user who just wants to do Word documents and do like Excel, or having to do schoolwork, or having to do very important work, or no, when I say important work, I don't think it's good for government work. I don't think it's but just and you know uh, it's I'm not saying it's not worth buying at the end of the month. I'm not saying don't go buy the system because it's a piece of shit. I'm saying just simply consider what I've told you here today, and um, just you know check it out for yourself, and then make the decision. Vote. Make your own opinion. Um, if you want, if you want Windows 10, it's free for a year, free for 1 year. And anyone that's running Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 is eligible to get Windows 10 for free. So that's a free upgrade right there. And so, I mean, I have no desire to upgrade, um, uh, especially not to a Windows system, because, my opinion, Microsoft, you know, I don't like them, ever since Windows 7, I haven't liked them. Um, but I will make an exception for Windows XP and Vista, because everything works beautifully on Vista, even though Vista is not as user friendly as XP. But when the system comes out, July 29th, make a decision for yourself. I myself am going to stick with my Windows 7 until it dies its inevitable death, and then we'll see where I go from there. But if you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I'll try to respond as quick as I can. And you can also like this video, and you can please subscribe. And have a great day, and yeah.